I watched Captain America, the first Avenger, in the first time in like 10 years or something. I don't even remember the last time I watched this movie. Going into this, I was expecting a good, solid movie because all the other Captain America movies are pretty good. And this one, it was good, but man, it should have been way, way better than what we got. The issue with this movie, or I guess the multiple issues, is that they just fumbled in very key areas of a superhero movie. First of all, the action is pretty mid. Now, I know Captain America is a super soldier, he's stronger than everyone he fights, and he can technically just beat a man with a kick or a punch, but I really wish they made his fight scenes a little bit more intricate. The whole movie, I'm just thinking, okay, at least at the end when he faces Red Skull, they will give us something more epic, and that doesn't even happen. They have a little fight, not that impressive, and then Red Skull just dissolves and I guess he dies. And that's so mid. The whole movie, I'm waiting for a cool battle, and that's what we get. Really disappointing. I know this is a superhero movie, so things don't make sense. If you try and make things make sense, there's no point of doing that. However, I always assumed Captain America is a trained soldier. He's in the army. He has trained for this stuff. But in this movie, this guy just one day decides, I'm going to save Bucky, and just enters a insane war zone without any training. But all of a sudden, he can fight. He's a tactician, and he's just world class at all these things. Nah, bro, I cannot buy that. I know this is a superhero movie, but you can't even give me like a 5-minute training montage of him actually honing his skills. That's insane to me, because how am I supposed to believe this skinny kid who became big and strong all of a sudden can fight and he knows war? This guy doesn't know anything. Now, I'm sure in the comics, they probably did give him training arc or whatever. And also, just to add on to that, CGI Skinny Steve was horrific. At first, I thought it was just Chris Evans' voice over another person's body, because when he was speaking, it didn't match. Like, it felt weird. But I did my research and it was CGI and it looked weird, and it just had a weird vibe. And maybe this is because I know how Captain America is, and I know how he should look and sound. Maybe that's why it's weird, but I don't know. It did not work for me. Another key area where they should have really done better is Peggy and Steve. I feel like they should have leaned on this relationship much more. We get very little overall. And for how important this girl is for Steve, they should have gave us more, bro. There should have been more substance in the relationship, because at the end, when Steve is talking to her on the radio and he's about to go into the ice, that was sweet, but it doesn't feel as deep as it should have been in that moment. They should have made them a real couple so that moment just hits much deeper, but they didn't even do that. Now, I know I have complained a lot, but I did still enjoy this movie, even though they did mess up in very key areas. It's still a good movie. However, when I say good movie, it is a 6 out of 10. They released this in 2011, I'm pretty sure, and in that same year, they had Thor 1 release as well, and then the next year, they had the Avengers movie release, which was a good movie for me. So they were cooking, even though when I rewatched that Thor movie, it was really not as good as I remember, which kind of sucked because I really did like Thor and I really thought that first movie was really good, but it just isn't. Whenever I rewatch Marvel movies, it doesn't really go that well sometimes. I really worry about Marvel movies and how they age because it doesn't look good for some of these guys. Even though at least for Captain America, his next movies, Civil War is really good, Winter Soldier is good too, so they do improve, especially with the action. I'm just so mad that the action in this movie is so mid. Like, how can you fumble that? Like, it's a freaking superhero movie. It's an action movie. Come on. I have fond memories with these old Avenger movies because as a kid, I just wanted action. I watched a superhero movie for the action. I don't care about the romance. I don't care about the jokes if they're good or not. I don't care about the structure. I just want action. But now as a grown ass man, I care more about the whole movie as a whole. And some of these movies just don't age well.